So, hi guys. It is the first day of spring, and I still can't believe I'm in this place. So, it's about 9 o'clock at night, kind of driving around in my car, and so I haven't touched base in a while. It's amazing. Some of y'all, well, most of y'all know how this works. Yesterday morning I was at church and it seemed like I was doing okay, and but not so much. So today, and I know I haven't been checking my notifications, my YouTube notifications. I apologize to everybody who has reached out that I haven't gotten back to yet. As some of you know, you lose family, a lot of friends over this, and my fiance, who we had been together for 2 years, was decided to bail on this, and so I had to move in with my mom, and that's been really hard, and she's not supposed to be under stress, and I'm not, and we're just kind of stressing each other out. So not that she's not been very kind, trying to do what she can, but she's 77 and with her own health issues. So anyway, I was just sitting here in the parking lot, tried to call a friend who I needed to talk to, and he wasn't available. So I thought, well, what the heck? I guess I'll let you guys know something. Haven't been sleeping much, which I'm sure that shows. Actually, I can see myself, so I know it shows. I got put on Valium. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was trying to get off a Klonopin back in the fall, which was horrific, and beyond horrific, for 2 months, and found a addictionologist who was supposed to be this wonderful doctor to try to get me off of the Benzo, which I did not go in wanting to be put back on Benzo. Just wanted to be on an anticonvulsant because I was like having some seizure type symptoms, and anyway, long story short, after he agreed to do it and told me it might take as much as 2 years, but I would have to go on Valium, I cried, of course, because that's like saying you got to go back on drinking arsenic. So but my then fiance was with me, and but the Valium's a whole nother beast that I wasn't familiar with. And then I couldn't even get up off the couch for a week at a time without even taking a bath. I couldn't eat. I couldn't move. It stopped the horrific other symptoms, as far as the skin burning, the shaking, the uncontrol of the body, the screaming, the just. But yet it created a host of others And then I get told by my now ex that he just didn't think he could hang in there because he wasn't getting the affection that he needed. And someone that had swore they'd always be there for you, and that you'd get through it together, and now you're trying to get through it with a mom who doesn't understand. She doesn't have a computer, and she just, she tries, but so yeah, it's like but anyway, I was on 40 milligrams. That put me into comatose state. He dropped it down to 15, which made no sense to me. That caused me to go crazy. He bumped me back up to 40, and I and then wanted to put me on Latuda, which I had told him I would refuse any psych med. I did refuse Latuda. And then because of that, he decided that he would not treat me anymore because I wouldn't follow what he thought was best. So you go in there crying because you're still having issues with the benzo, and their answer is, well, why don't we try Latuda? Because he'd gone down the list and I had been on pretty much everything else. And I wasn't getting better because those weren't the answer. So anyway, but you guys that are watching this know this. So the last thing you need is another brain-altering drug to try when your brain is trying to heal from one that has been destroying it for 17 years in my case. Now, going on 18 now that I'm back on it. And but so now my family doctor refused to help me. Of course, you know what? I went to the ER a couple times. You know what they want to do is give you a shot of Ativan, which I would refuse. He called around, and my family doctor just wanted to send me to a psychiatrist, which I'm like, no, that's not an option. So, who's helping me now is my longtime, believe it or not, gynecologist, who was one of the decent enough doctors to read all the information that I gave him. As far as Dr. Heather Ashton, other things that are online, Jennifer Lee, other things, that read it and said, he learned more about benzos than he ever wanted to know. But he believes me. He knows me. He's known me since I was 18. And so it's taking my gynecologist to help me, because otherwise I was about to run out of Valium, thanks to this other doctor who refused. So I'm down from 40 to 30. I'm tapering at 2.5 milligrams every 2 weeks. Some say you can go faster. Some say it's too fast. I don't know. I'm just desperate for it to be over. So, but, so next Monday I'll start another 2.5, which will put me at 27.5. And it's pretty scary. I mean, I postponed my taper due to all the personal, horrible issues that were going in my life. Not only did he quit supporting me, he basically began abuse, not physical, but just complete torment and torture. Things like unwiring the power to my bedroom when I would get home from trying to stay over at my mom's till he would go to bed, and things like that. So, and him knowing that those were the worst things that you could possibly do, as he had studied up on all of it and knew more about what I was going through than I did. So the list of things you guys would be completely shocked that this person did to me. And it's been still really hard dealing with it. And dealing with other family that just doesn't get it, doesn't understand. You post your articles on Facebook and ask them to please read them, and they don't. And so you sit here alone, and you have the the ideations and the and the only reason you know that you're even halfway together is because you're back on this medication, and you're terrified of the inner dose withdrawals that'll start again, and it just kind of seems like a never-ending story. So, but if I had taped this yesterday right after church, oddly enough, not that I felt great, but I actually looked kind of pretty, and would have it would have been a lot different than right now. And so anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up of where I'm at right now. Some of you have reached out to me for help, and I apologize if I haven't been able to respond, because I'm not in any position to really, to be of much help to anybody. I mean, I can tell you what I'm doing, and I can tell you that there's better days and there's worse days, and but I have a couple people that I communicate with, but it's hard for me to really, to take on, that right now, because, I'm just trying to get through it myself. But so please forgive me if you've reached out to me and I haven't, responded yet, or I do want you to know that I don't think I would be here right now without my relationship with God. And when I do my devotions every morning, and I spend time with God, and I do better, much better. And otherwise, I honestly don't think I'd be here. So I want to thank, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for holding my hand through this, because, and some of you might say, well, yeah, whatever, then why are you suffering if this God of yours is so wonderful? But you know what? The Bible doesn't say we won't suffer. It just tells us to trust Him when we do, and when we are going through suffering. And that if we do, that, that He'll be there and He can get us through us. And I know there's days that He's gotten me through that I never would have made it without Him. So I didn't share those things in the beginning, because it was so horrific, and I didn't know what was really, I don't know, I don't even remember the things I said. My mom won't even watch the videos, and actually I've never watched them myself. I made them and then I couldn't watch them either, so but anyway, I will try to check in more often, and hopefully I'll make another one really soon. And I pray for you guys. I pray for the Benzo community. I can't pray for each one of you by name, of course. I got an email from someone the other day who had commented, John, if you see this, you have been in my prayers, and and one day, it might not be, I pray it'll be in my lifetime or my new grandson's lifetime, that this type of endless suffering, endless senseless suffering will stop with, and it needs to start, of course, with the pharmaceutical companies and the regulations, and with these doctors. And like Jennifer Lee says, it needs to be taught in med school. You know, benzodiazepines and the effects on the brain need to be taught in med school. You know, and because you hear a lot about chemo brain and other types of things that, you know, that disorders and diseases and stuff, but this is one that's not talked about and learned and educated or taught about. But it needs to be, so that you guys and myself, and, you know, if it had been, we wouldn't be going through it. And I don't want anybody else to go through this. I just don't. I can't. So anyway, I know my videos have helped some of you guys, and I'm sorry that I don't have like the real happy one yet. Like, you know, yay, I'm, you know, 6 months benzo free. But for those of you who have those, praise God. And you know, the rest of us just pray one day at a time. Sometimes I pray 1 minute at a time. So anyway, sometimes the longer the video is, the less likely people are to watch them. Not so much on YouTube, but I don't put them on Facebook anymore because the response there is kind of little or none. And I'm not sure exactly why, but at least I'm talking to you guys, and you know you have people that understand and support. I don't even go to the support groups much anymore, our pages on Facebook, because where I'm at now, sometimes it's really difficult to even read some of the other stories, because it can scare you, when you maybe read that someone is going through 3 years, 4 years, or whatever. So maybe I'll lift up the phone a little bit, and I can actually open my eyes a little bit to look at you. So yeah, because I'm just not in a place right now to do that. I was at first, but I felt it was doing me more harm than good. So, but it doesn't mean that I don't pray for those who are on there. So, anyway, I guess I'm going to try to figure out what to do next. I have been really good on my diet. I don't do gluten, dairy, sugar. I drink only organic, decaffeinated coffee. Of course, no alcohol. I did notice definitely a difference when I severely changed my diet. Today, I just went through Chick-fil-A and got a Chick-fil-A club sandwich, and ate just a few waffle fries. So, haven't done that in a really long time. Probably won't agree with me real well. Wasn't the smartest thing probably, but it just kind of happened. So anyway, but I do think the diet changes have helped. The severity, but like I said, I'm on right now for another week. I'm still on 30 milligrams of Valium, so, and still this sick, and people think, it's not, my mother is a disabled vet, and her psychiatrist, who's very condescending even to her, and my mom doesn't like her at all, but she tells my mom that there's just no possible way that I could still be having withdrawals from Klonopin or other benzos, after a week's time or so, that that it's just ridiculous. And but it's because she it's something she prescribes and hands out, to a lot of vets, and without it, she wouldn't know what else to do. So she doesn't want to, she doesn't want to study the information, but she's gonna get it from me as soon as I get all my stuff set up and get feeling a little better at my mom's house. And there's going to be quite a few doctors that I'm going to be sending a lot of information to, and I'd like to get her to even watch some of my videos, but if she would, but that's the kind of stuff that's going on, and my mom witnesses it, and she still tells my mom that it can't be from that, that's just not possible. So that's the ignorance that's going on in our medical community right now, which is very, very sad. So we need to all pray, if you believe in prayer, that changes. And we need to pray that the family will also have the desire to be educated, and be a little bit more compassionate, than unfriending you on Facebook, because, things like that. Things that just make your recovery process even more difficult. So, okay, so it looks like I'm in 22 minutes now, so that's kind of long, and probably more than some of you would like to have to sit and watch. So I don't know if it was better that I've done this. Actually, I wish I had done it yesterday and then done it again today, so people could see the difference that sometimes one day to the next can happen, and even some of the triggers that can cause that. So but anyway, I wish you all guys the best, and God bless you guys that are going through it. God bless you, or for those of you who are helping others who have healed from this, which one day will have a name, a disease name, so that we can get better medical help. I certainly can't, because with Medicare, any of you have that know what a joke that is. So a lot of you have a tendency to ramble with. It's another side effect. So so sorry about that. What turns into what you're going to do a quick 10-minute video ends up being a 30-minute one. So, but anyway, my shirt I got on says "Blessed Girl," and I do believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And but sometimes I don't know. Sometimes when the brain is so severely damaged, people don't even understand why that alone is not, that you can't just say that and it's like, yes, I can gather more strength from Jesus, but but it doesn't mean that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be all better. If he provides that miracle for me or for any of us, then praise God. But that's not that's not usually the case. That's why there are so many people suffering, but from all kinds of things. So Alright, and if you have something ugly and really hateful to say, as I've had a couple of those too, you know, I pray for you too. I pray for your heart. So, that's all I gotta say for now. So, God bless you guys, and thanks for the support, and I'll be back soon, okay?